Welcome, Flip Clock fans. We have a Sharp Flip Clock radio in Flip Clock Fan Studios, and the reason it's here is kind of crazy. So I'll let you actually be the judge to see if you think it's crazy or not. So this model is the Sharp model FXC-39A. This clock was out, according to the newspaper advertisements, from about 1969 to 1973. Now, the first time I saw this clock, it was a Japanese clock that was really kind of interesting. It said FXC39J, and you can tell from the dial bar that it's a Japanese clock because their frequency for FM is different than ours. The thing that was interesting about that clock was that the case was not wood grain. It looked like it was some sort of canvas. So I would love to get that in the studio to see what that was all about, but they're asking a whole lot of money for that. So the other thing that caught my eye was the color. I was trying to determine what color that was. According to the advertisements, it says it's got a rich chrome and smoked face. So we're going to get into this clock, take a closer look, and try to figure out all this rigmarole, because it's not very clear. Well, I do have to admit that the only reason I got this clock is because I thought it had a purple hue to it. And I do like the color purple, but clearly it's this front piece. It's plexiglass, and to me it's got a purple hue to it. So you can see that it gives it kind of a lavender look, in my opinion. Here's the front piece. It's clearly silver, but to me, that to me is kind of a lavender look. So is it a purple flip clock? It's up to you. Not really, but it's got that hue to it. But that's the only reason I got it, because I thought, well, I found a purple flip clock, because as you may know, as we have discovered, there are no vintage purple flip clocks. So this is not that either. So looking at this clock, it looks like it was engineered by someone who manufactures tanks. So it's lasted all this time. Of course, we've got some neon glow bulbs that are not working. I cannot tell what color they were. Sometimes the white band means they were a green. There's no glow at all in them, so I can't tell what they used to be. In the advertisements, I can't find any note of the color. So what do we have here? We've got just a simple operation indicator. This is not part of the motor at all. It's a true, just simple operation indicator. The motor is in here. It's running great. A little wheel, little metal wheel that's rotating in a electromagnetic field created by this coil here. The alarm is the simple metal that's going to bring a piece of a bar towards the coil to cause it to vibrate. So let's go ahead and see what that sounds like. So that's the alarm. You can see all the linkages and stuff going on in here. Very mechanical. Now you look at how to turn the clock on. It's not very intuitive. Even here it says time set, but this button here is not the time set, it's for the alarm. The time set is where it says time adjust, which is here. And it's a very fine flipper. It also has a situation where you can't turn it the wrong way and cause problems, so you can wind it like that if you wanted to. And how that works is when going the wrong way, the gear encounters some resistance, and it's on a spring and it pushes it downward. You can see it right there. And there's another one that does that as well. Yeah, this is the alarm set they call right there, but right there you can see the gear where going the wrong way pushes the gear down, and going the right way locks it in. Now to turn the radio on, it's this button here, just a very light pull back this way.
Everybody should visit WeGrowHairLikeCrazyMan.com.
Like that.
This was me just 6 months ago. Now, I'm ready to rock again.
This is the sleep function, and it's real stiff to pull. It's real stiff. But then when you move the time, it rotates that forward. But the reason it's so stiff is if you look here. So when I turn this to set the sleep, I'm going to turn the volume down, I think. It's taking this metal thing and jamming it down inside of a wheel that's 2 pieces of copper, like right in there. It's just sandwiching them, so it just sandwiches itself in there. So it's now just held in there. When the time passes, it pushes that out of there. So very stiff. That's not going to change. It's brutally designed. The thing that I was having the hardest time trying to figure out, and I don't know how the manual would describe it. I spent a lot of time looking at this situation, how this works, because every time I turned this knob to set the alarm, it would go off every time. So I figured something was wrong. So it's set to go off at let's set it so it's going to try to go off at 1 p.m. But it's already going off. You have to reset the alarm. Now here's how you do it. This is the on and off for the radio. On, off. But to reset the alarm so that it will go off at the next time you have it set, you take this knob, which is for the clock, for the radio, turn it, and then keep turning it. Now it now won't turn anymore, so now this shouldn't go off, because that reset some mechanics in here. I looked and looked to see, well, how do those mechanics get pulled back and reset to block that bar from hitting the transformer metal? There is no mechanism. The time passing a lot of times will pull those back. You have to actually manually pull that back. So now the alarm doesn't sound, but if the time gets close to 1 p.m.
This report is sponsored by America 250.
A few showers possible early this morning. Otherwise, we'll have...
The alarm buzzes and the radio comes on, I guess. Just have to turn that off. Like I said, this is a brute. I'd like to find the original manual that goes with this, just to see how they describe that. But the clock is working great, except for the bulbs. And look at the amount of tubing they used. You'll see here, these clocks are dangerous to work on because the household current is right here on top. So you could easily get yourself shocked, or drop something on here and cause a short circuit. So these are a little dangerous to work on when the power is on. But it's a brute. Oh, one more thing. This is the chrome the strip here, and that's attached simply by glue. And over the years, the glue kind of hardens and gets crystallized, and so this just came right off. The danger of these kind of chrome pieces, like, it's a good chrome piece, but the danger is when if you try to remove those, if these bend, this brushed aluminum situation, if you put a bend in there, you're never going to get that bend out. You're never going to be able to hammer that out. So how the best to get that out? You could try to warm it up and see if that would help release the glue if you needed to get that stripe, this chrome bar, maybe to restore another clock. So it's good parts here. So I really don't know what color neons to use here. I guess orange. That was what they were using in the past initially. Well, there it is on the inside. So there it is, the Sharp model FXC39A. We're going to go ahead and do some cleanup to this clock, but I thought you might be interested in taking a look at the clock, seeing what you think about it. And we'll go ahead and get it looking better. Well, thanks for taking the time.